Hello guys and assalamu alaikum. Hope all is well at your end. Today I'm super excited because I have a former cricket player coming in, and he was actually the captain of the Pakistan team. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation because he's going to come and share his journey, how he entered, what his struggles were, and how one has to do the hard work to get to where they are. We usually get fixated on the result and we do not see the hard work and what has happened behind the scenes to how this person got to where he is. Today, Salman Butt is his name, my guest's name, who will be coming in and sharing his journey about his life, how he came into cricket, what his struggles were, and how he became such a amazing cricketer. And we were supposed to go live an hour ago, but since he is a busy person, we had to kind of delay it. So, just getting everything sorted. And okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam ji. I hope I am not too late.
You are not late. How are you doing?
Ji, I'm fine. Allah ka shukr. I'm very good.
Salman, let's just dive directly into our conversation. So let's talk about first. Where are you? Where was your schooling done from?
My schooling lately from Beacon House, Garden Town campus.
Okay. So what inspired you to become a cricketer? Was it something that was in the family? Was it something you realized when you were in school?
I don't know when, but since I remember, I've just had this passion to play cricket. And my passion has always been not just to play cricket, but to play for Pakistan. Even in as I grew up, I would play in front of the mirror. I would play with the wall and just play and commentate by myself. So it is all something that you can call natural passion. It's not that somebody in my family was playing cricket or somebody in our friend circle was very high profile cricketer. Nothing of
Right.
that sort. And if there was any sportsman in the family, that was weightlifting, but that was also my mother's uncles and people like that. Nothing directly that would relate to cricket or with me. Like anybody coming from a place which is not expected to
Hmm.
produce a cricketer. And in fact, I had all those elders in the family telling me that it's a kind of a sport, only 11 people play for the country. So, how are you going to excel in that? And, they were always encouraging me to study and leave this. But
Hmm.
it was just such as a part of me, I couldn't. So, it just kept going, kept
Interesting.
me going.
Right. So, Salman, tell me that when you were growing, you didn't get the kind of support from your family because they wanted you to focus on your education. What was the reason you still pursued without any support? Was it your
Uh,
passion? Was it your confidence in yourself?
It was just unstoppable, kind of a thing that I would play. I would do my study quickly, as quick as possible, just to get this time to play in the street. I only started playing with the cricket ball, actual cricket ball, with the in in the local slang they call the hardball cricket. So I only played once I was in grade 9. So till the 8th grade, I did not play with the hardball. So I was only playing tennis ball cricket in the streets, in my home, wherever I would get this chance to do that. So it's not like that I wasn't encouraged. My father always used to encourage me. My mother's first emphasis was that I would study, and once I'm done with my homework and stuff, and then she would listen to what I've done and then check my work and then allow me to play. So that was the kind of state which would, allow me to play. It would be like study first and then we will allow you. So both happened for me. I played cricket and I also studied. So it was a blessing in disguise. A lot of the advantages came of that study, and I think all the parents want their children to have a secure future. And cricket or any sport, especially cricket in Pakistan, it's very unpredictable. And especially for a family where there is no sportsman, where nobody has done it before. So it's not easy for people to believe in the children when they are in the kind of age that I was in, class 4 or 5, when I started saying that
Right,
I want to play for Pakistan.
right, right. It's really interesting because you said that your mom kind of helped you manage your passion, where she set a boundary for you that you do your homework, you get good grades, and then you will have enough time to go out and play. You kind of managed
Yeah,
both of them easily while you were growing up.
yeah.
And who
Uh,
was
y-
your inspiration as a cricketer when you were young? Was it Imran Khan?
I I am a left-hander, so I always
Okay,
would admire Saeed Bhai, Saeed Anwar, Amir Sohail. As I grew up, they were the
okay,
two opening for Pakistan, and they were probably one of the best players in the world. And
yeah,
then there was Brian Lara in that era, and I'm lucky
yeah.
to have watched him in my growing days, and then I'm lucky to have played with him in a World 11 and also play against him for Pakistan. So this is something very unique. Somebody you watch up growing, and then you end up playing with them. So
Yes,
and to
yes,
be
yes.
in the same team. So we both played for World 11 in South Africa. So it was a very unique opportunity, a very, sort of where luck took me to that place where I shared a
Mm,
crease. We had a partnership of about 70 runs with Brian Lara.
mm,
So that was
mm.
something I would always dream of.
Wow, wow, interesting. So, Salman, tell me, while you were just playing on the street, how did that transform into you coming into the cricket team?
Well, it's always a vision beyond sight, I would say.
Mm,
Something that nature will put into your head, into every action that you do, and it will just be the core of every thought that comes across your mind will lead you to that place. So it's when nature has destined you to be somewhere, then you can't really get away. And the best part is that you enjoy doing what is being instilled into you. So this is the act of God. This is not something that I can really describe in the words, but definitely it is something that I feel it just came to me as a natural passion. Nobody would come and tell me to play cricket. If anything, most of them would say, "What are you doing? You have
mm,
better things to do in terms of studies and other things." But this just came and it just took over everything that I thought of. So I'm very lucky and very thankful to Allah that I ended up being where my desire was. So it is one thing playing something, and this another thing ending up being a captain of a country and the thing
mm,
that you want to do. So that can't be enough thankful to Allah.
yeah, right, right. So how was the selection with the PCB when you were playing? Was it tough to get selected, or do you think the selections were fair at that time? What would you say on that?
Well, I'd say that selections mostly are fair. It's a kind of sport that, yes, maybe some contact can, refer you to someone, but once you walk into the middle of the ground with thousands of people watching you, hundreds and thousands and millions watching
Mm,
back home, then if you are nothing, everybody knows. And if you have something to show and to offer, that's where everybody can see what you are made of. And
mm,
my motto always has been as a player to be someone who the dressing room accepts as somebody necessary for the team. So your
mm,
presence is something that determines the performance of your team. So there's no point being there and being irrelevant. I
mm,
would rather not do something where I'm irrelevant. that doesn't interest me. Even till now, having left cricket now from the last 2 years, anything that I pick up to do, the first thing that I see is how much the relevance is, how much I can add value to something. If there is something that I can't do in terms of adding value, I'd rather not do that, rather not waste my time and waste others around me.
For the audience, somebody asked if I'm taking in questions. No, I'm not taking in questions right now. Mr. Salman, so once you went in and you showed your performance and you were selected for the team, how did that feel? Did you feel like a dream come true, or you were more certain that you were going to get selected?
Well, when I had this first game, when I was told that I would play for my school, not saying for Pakistan, when I would play my
Okay.
first game for Beacon House, and I could not sleep the whole night. I was in my kit even before the morning azan. So I just could not help myself to sleep. So that is the amount of passion that was there in that age. And then when I first played for Pakistan was the Pakistan under 17s. And I remember when they gave me those white clothes which has the star on it, and we were all over in the corridor of the hotel walking in those kits and thinking that we are going to wear them tomorrow and represent Pakistan. And the same thing happened when we were given the under 19 kits. So every stage that we climbed in terms of playing for Pakistan had this new, heaps of excitement coming along. And then when I played for Pakistan, uh, uh, and that is something that I cannot describe. I remember scoring 100 in India. It was my fifth international game. So when we were just very close to victory. And I think last couple of runs, when I hit that stroke to take that last two runs, out of 100,000 people who were quiet because India lost, there was one lady with the flag of Pakistan in her hand saying Pakistan Zindabad. And we could hear that one lady out of that 100,000 people full Calcutta stadium. So you can imagine the kind of feeling that a player would have uh, when you do something where your country wins and the opponents, despite them being 100,000, outnumbering us by nowhere close to being existent, just one lady over there, and hearing her chant Pakistan Zindabad was just something unimaginable.
Wow, so interesting. Salman, do you think, because I hear the when you speak, and there's so much of passion in your voice uh, about how you feel for cricket, do you think that passion is important for us to succeed in anything?
Absolutely. It doesn't
Mm,
start any other way. It
mm,
just cannot happen unless people need to see you and believe that this something is unusual. The guy is crazy, or regardless of the gender, whether you're a girl or a boy, a man or a woman. So to be the best in anything that you do in life, passion is the first thing, and it has to remain. And you have to look crazy to other people to get to the top of anything that you intend to do in life. So it doesn't matter if you're a cricketer, any other sport, or a
right.
professional in any other field. So your passion determines how far you would go,
Will go.
and your
Right.
craziness determines how unique you are, and what depth of the god-given knowledge in that particular field uh, is with you. Because you can't, there comes a stage where you can't be taught manly, humanly. People
Mm,
will come and advise you a lot and tell a lot of things, but it's nature, just it acts in strange ways. It will give you ideas at certain times, which
mm,
if a man thinks that he is doing something by himself, so he can't do always.
mm,
So this Allah upstairs, he makes us realize that it's me, it's not you.
yeah,
So you have
absolutely.
to respect that, because you can be wonderful in a particular moment, be look
Mm,
like $1 million, and the other moment as cheap as anything lying on the earth. So that's what a human is actually, after all this experience in life. So I think you've got to take all that nature grants you, and then be respectful about it.
Really, really. Salman, now tell me that passion is really important, but how do you sustain that passion? So let's talk about cricket, for instance. How did you sustain your passion when being a captain, you were constantly losing a match? How did you keep that passion alive? How and what motivation did you give to the team that made them go out and keep on fighting them again and again and again? And I know that Pakistani citizens can really be bad when we are losing matches. They can really come hard on the Pakistan team. So how did you
Well,
sustain that passion?
firstly, let me tell you that I've led Pakistan in about six test matches, six or five, I
Okay.
think, and we won two out of them. And I played all five in England, and where Pakistan beat Australia after 16 years, and where we beat England after 11 or 12 years. So the team that I had, we had about five people who were playing their first ever series. One of them, I just saw his name go by over here while I'm talking. He's just watching this podcast. I don't know if he's around now or not. Umar Amin. So it was
Okay.
his first series. Muhammad Amir was very young.
Hmm.
Tanveer, he was there. Then Umar Akmal was playing, is maybe a couple of series older. And there was Zulkarnain making his debut in that series. Saeed Ajmal hadn't played much cricket. So the most senior guys that we had were Kamran Akmal, Shoaib Malik, Umar Gul, myself. And then Muhammad Yusuf, he joined us in the last couple of games. So I had around five people playing their first series. So for me to motivate my team was, firstly, I thought to take the pressure off of expectations. See, we were playing Australia, and Australia collectively had an experience of over 500 test matches. Ricky Ponting, Shane Watson, Simon Cattage,
Hmm.
Mitchell Johnson, Steve Smith, and Michael Hussey. You know, all the big names of cricket.
Hmm.
So we thought we'd rather enjoy. We always believed that we had the talent, and miracles do happen. Nobody expected us to win, but we won once from England and once from Australia in that series. So yes, we lost three, but in those three, we never looked like somebody who were, never in the game, or never a team which didn't threaten the opponents. We would
Hmm.
always threaten the opponents. So, being very young, being far less experienced, we beat the world's top two sides on the same tour. And
Wow.
captaincy wasn't something that came to me like in that particular
Naturally.
instance.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
played in my school as a captain, Pakistan
Okay.
under 17s as captain, Pakistan under 19s as captain, Pakistan academies as captain. I've led domestic teams like Lahore, like Wabda, uh, and ended up being the Pakistan captain. So it is something that has grown up with me. And this is also something which I now realize when I'm about to be 38, 39, that leadership is something that, it takes birth with that particular person. You can't create leaders. Yes, you can add a bit of knowledge to whoever you give the charge of anything to, but taking decisions and following the instinct while others will get scared of taking a decision is something that comes to you naturally. And again, the nature plays its part in that, and it tells you
Hmm.
why it's nature and who is controlling it. There is just one supreme being controlling everything. So all that I've done in life, I think that was destined to happen, whether
Hmm.
good or the bad, one way or the other, mistakes or something's good. The credit is somewhere upstairs. I'm just
Hmm.
acting upon what has been, written for me. Yes, people add in their life their hard works, the
Yes.
way their ethics are of working, how committed they are, but you can't always be the same.
Hmm.
And that is where you have to realize there's something far greater controlling everything.
Hmm. Absolutely.
And I think that also gives us something to be easy in our life, is that controlling the controllables. So when you let
Hmm.
go of things that are out of your control, then it's much easier to take the hits that come along.
Yes.
So
Yes.
even if you are a captain, you just spoke about what happens when you start losing. So
Mm.
that is where you put in all the efforts that you can. And if it
Mm.
still doesn't happen, it's not meant to happen. You got to accept that somebody is better than you, or the opponent is doing better than you, and then go back, work hard, and then come back and strike again and prove to
Mm.
yourself and others that yes, you've come back improved.
Mm.
And this is
So,
where I believe that so many people are doing so much hard work. So their time comes and goes. There's everybody has a slot to peak
mm.
and to go down.
Mm.
So I think letting go also, knowing how and when to let go is something that keeps you going.
Yes, yes, yes. Salman, you're speaking so beautifully because these are the things. Being a coach, not in sportsmanship, but in general in life, these are things we teach people that we have to do what we can is in our control, and then let go. Whatever the result is, we have to learn to let go and not beat ourselves. And like you said, you being the captain and being in that position, if when you were losing, if you took it on yourself personally, how would you have led the team? You wouldn't be able to deliver. So it's beautiful to understand that we have to understand that after a certain point, this is all that's in our control, and then we have to learn to let go and not beat ourselves and say this is what was destined. I've done my best, and this is the result, and I'm going to be okay with it, and not going to be hard on myself.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's just brilliant. Uh, what do you think are the key factors uh, to have leadership qualities?
Well, firstly, I think that you're born with it.
Hmm.
And and one unique thing that I find in leaders is they're not insecure. They would not, you know, uh, how should I describe it? That there's a one fine line among there are two types of people. Uh, One feel challenged having competitive people around them, having intelligent
Hmm.
people around them. They feel challenged and they feel insecure, and they rather bring in people who are lesser than them in everything. So they look
Hmm.
always at the top. And I think good
Right.
leaders bring exceptional people around them because they're not
Hmm.
scared.
Hmm.
And when you are in that zone, believe me that your growth is unimaginable by
True.
not being insecure. So the
Hmm.
insecurity, it kills your merit in your decisions. That insecurity never lets the merit in. And unless
Hmm.
merit comes in, teams don't make progress. You
Hmm.
have to, face it like because team has different individuals. Some are good at some things, some are good at some things. So this
Hmm.
one guy who's going to lead them should be the one that puts the puzzle right in the place. So because there are certain things
Hmm.
people can do, there are certain areas you can do them, and there are certain no goes and goes in terms of areas
Hmm.
for different people. If particularly we talk about cricket players, so some would be good in the bouncy conditions, some would be good in the English conditions, some would be very handy in the Asian conditions. So you should know when, who, what to use. Horses to courses is a term, horses for courses. So
Hmm.
you bring in people, but there are some who form the central nucleus. They're exceptional people. They work out ways of working everywhere. So you
Hmm.
have to realize who are the people. So once you are
Hmm.
not insecure, you're ready to work on merit, then you start to gain the respect of people. And they also realize that without this particular leader, they will not reach their optimum.
Hmm.
And this sadly only happens when the leader is gone. Then they realize there was something gelling us.
Hmm.
So I think in Pakistan, most things, when especially particularly we talk about cricket, the emphasis is that the best player should be the captain, uh, or the leader, or then the senior person should be the leader. No, I say no to both of these things. I think the best mind, the best leader deserves to lead the Pakistan team. Doesn't matter if he's young or old, an absolute top class performer or a reasonable performer, because the biggest performance that he can get you to is the whole team to perform as a team.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think this is something that we negate, because I haven't seen in most institutions that I've visited as a chief guest or spoken to people, uh, leadership grooming is a big issue in this country. We do not allow people to make mistakes. We do not allow people to come back with their thoughts, what they would have done if they were the people in charge. And I think uh, when you allow people to be themselves, to think, to make mistakes and come back with their own review, is when your leadership starts to develop. It starts to come out of that shell and to unearth people. I think it is very essential to allow people to make mistakes and to feel them. So I think here, when we make captains in our domestic cricket, in other places, it's like coach yelling at them, coach telling them what to do, coach telling them who to bowl, when to bowl, who to send into bat. And I think this is where the leadership just dies. And that's why when we talk to international media, when we go into negotiations, when we represent Pakistan in a particular forum, the speech is very weak. Because ideas have never come across your mind. You've never been allowed to make mistakes. So making a mistake is, the impression that has been given to children is like, it's the last mistake. It's human to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
So that
And
is
we learn
something.
and grow from mistakes, actually.
Yeah.
So if it's a press that we're not going to grow, and like you said, that lacks even in nowadays cricket, because we're not allowing them to make mistakes, and when they are, we're just shaming them. And coming back to where you were talking about coaches, uh, if a coach is dictating, I believe so, then what's the point of the coach? The coach just has to be there to guide you while you do your thing, and kind of uh, execute your good qualities. But if he's dictating, then the child or the player is not being able to perform at its highest peak. Do you agree?
Can you just repeat the last sentence? I couldn't hear it.
Yes. I'm saying that when the coach is dictating, then the performer cannot perform its highest peak, because he's not being allowed to do what he wants to do. He's being dictated what he has to do.
Yeah. See, it becomes easier when you realize that the nature's gift is better than a coach's gift. The coach has his own story to tell, but it does not relate to everyone. So you better find the strengths of the particular person that you are trying to help. See, coach is there to help. He's not there to dominate a personality. He is
Yes.
there to gently advise, shape up a pathway, lead him safely within his particular strengths in a
Yes.
certain direction, while refining him on that pathway. So, and it is not always that you have to advise. You have to pick the moments when to advise. And if it is required, it's like somebody visiting a doctor, and unless you get injected or given a medicine, you think that something is wrong with the doctor because he didn't give me any medicine. So at moments, the other side, coaches also think like that. Now I'm the coach, I must say something, I must do something with this particular person. So at times the subject is so good that you need to realize that he just needs confidence, or he just needs a certain frame of mind. You need to find the trigger points of an individual. Some people are very casual in life, but there's a certain trigger point that if you realize and you can hit that place, the guy just gives you an optimum output. So coaching is beyond just telling what is happening on the face of it, because at the highest level it is more strategic and more tactical. Technical side has to come in the teen years, the early age, because cricket is a game of muscle memory. So you have to do thousands and hundreds and thousands of repetitions to get particular things in your automatic memory. So when you see a ball coming at you, for example, Shoaib Akhtar used to bowl 100 miles an hour. So when you are facing something as quick, So unless you have a muscle memory, you have no way in the world to react to such a speed. So
Hmm.
all those years of repetitions, they take over when they see the ball. So while I say this game of muscle memory, you need to feed the right things over a period of time, and then they need to start at a very young age.
Hmm.
And if we do not provide the right guidance at that growing period of a child, then I think it's too late at times.
Hmm.
So again, coming back to coaching, you need to realize the moments when to advise, who to advise, and if it is
Hmm.
required.
Hmm. Absolutely. Salman, what do you think are some of the qualities of a sportsman?
Well, he needs to fall down and stand up, number one. He can't be
Hmm.
someone who just takes everything to heart and then just says that it's not happening. So you got
Hmm.
to be a fighter. You got to respect people who are better than you. That
Hmm.
will help you get better and counter them. Then, obviously, you have to show grace as a sportsman. You have to take the responsibility as a leader and also as a sportsman that, okay, today was not my day, but then you can have this guts to come back, work on it, and come back the other day to fight again. You have to be ready to fight always from any moment. You got to believe that you can make a comeback and you can win. And
Hmm.
obviously, you have to work hard, you have to be dedicated to the cause and respect the seniors, the people who guide you, and like any good professional in life, you have to follow the disciplines. You should be on time. You have to pay all the attention to the details. Little things matter. When you get to the big place, those little details matter, and they need to
Hmm.
be taken care of. So I think there is so much to a sportsman. It is hard to just put it into a few words. But yes, there is no one way to becoming successful. There are various ways, and all the
Hmm.
top class people have come through different ways. So uh, we cannot say to someone that this your particular way is not going to work. We don't know.
Hmm. Yeah.
So the good news is that there will always be different ways to success.
Different ways. Right. Right. Salman, what have your failures, especially in cricket, taught you?
Well, every failure is a lesson, and it teaches you differently.
Hmm.
Sometimes you lose because you're not in the right frame of mind.
Hmm.
Sometimes the opponent is better than you. Sometimes you are preoccupied. Uh, Other times there might be various reasons, because particularly cricket is a game. The pitch matters, the weather matters. Uh, it is, you know, overhead conditions and conditions where you're standing, the pitch, both things matter differently. The toss matters, the decision matters. So there's so much to it. So I think failures, uh, there is no big success without a failure.
Hmm.
You can't be
True.
always climbing up. You fall down,
Hmm.
you get up. You fall down, you get up. The life, and if the life isn't like this, then probably you're not alive.
Hmm. True.
So
Absolutely.
I guess you have to believe that every time you fall down, the best thing is that you only bounce back up.
Hmm.
So failures,
And remember to bounce back up also.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
obviously. And I think the environment around you, the right people around you, they help you do that. Parents, in some cases, might be siblings, might be wives, might be, your friends from childhood, people who
Hmm.
believe in you, no matter what
Hmm.
they believe in you. I think that close to you environment is very, very important, which helps you bounce back in life. And
Yeah.
I think it happens to all the big sportsmen have something like that in their life where they went down and then they came back up.
Right. Right. Hmm. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Salman, you are not playing, of course, cricket right now. What are the things that you're doing presently in your life?
Well, there's Institute of Cricket in Lahore. So I'm director coaching, and
Hmm.
also I am head coach, consultant head coach of the Singapore Cricket Association. And we just played the World Cup qualifiers of the 50 overs and the World Cup qualifiers of 20 overs in Zimbabwe and Canada. And apart from that, I do television. I have a sports program on GNN, which is called Sports Flicks. And then this YouTube, which I do, which is the post-game analysis of the cricket that Pakistan play, the games that big teams play, India, Pakistan especially. So that is where I come in and give my input of the game, what I think of the game.
Okay. So if someone right now is listening here and wants you to be their coach, so they just send you a direct DM on your Instagram page, or how do they connect
Well,
with you?
they can do that. Instagram is there, and then there's Twitter handle as well. I am
Okay.
underscore Salman Butt. These are two places to connect. And if they're in Lahore, they can visit the GIC Institute, which is
Okay.
based in Defense. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Uh,
And it's that, by the way, that is also on Instagram. So if they want to know anything regarding that, they can follow GIC,
okay. Perfect.
One
Perfect.
Institute of Cricket.
Okay. Salman, what is the message that you would want to give the current cricket team of Pakistan?
I think the boys are really talented, but again, that finishing touch, that attention to detail is lacking, and it's not uh, where the boys are to be held accountable. It is the policymakers who are, overtaken by this T20 format of the game. Because yes, this brings excitement. Yes, it might bring commercial revenue, but the finished product in terms of the player, the only format that's going to give you that finish in your skill is the 4 day cricket, which we call the first class cricket, which I believe your father has also played. So he might
Yeah.
tell you as well about it. That this 4 day cricket is some place where you come in the morning, you play 3 sessions, you learn what happens when the moisture is there, then you learn what happens after lunch till tea when it is the best time to bat, and then there's an evening time when everybody is tired and people are trying to survive to get to the next day. And what happens on day two? The pitch starts to deteriorate. On day three, deteriorates more. On the fourth is the hardest time on the pitch for the batters mostly. So it teaches you, it gives you all the options that are in, it will give you a scenario where you might play as if you're playing a T20. It will give you a scenario where you have to score a certain runs in 40 overs. And then it might also give you a scenario where you're playing the whole day trying to survive, not to get out. And that is where the full skills are tested. Your temperament is tested, your mental condition is tested, your physical condition is tested, because you got to last the 4 days. So when you do that, that is where you develop as a thinking cricketer, as a person who knows how to adjust to different situations. And that is where the finishing of the product will come in. Imagine children only playing games of 10 and 20 overs, and the two guys going into bat and the rest praying that he may get out. So when he gets out, I get a chance to bat. This is what happens when kids play this format. So where their age is to develop in terms of skills and knowing the game, they're just doing things which are far away from technique and from temperament. And obviously, the fitness required is not that much in a 20-over game than it would be in a 90-over per day game. So I think that is where we are losing on. So unless we start paying attention to the longer format, the skilled product will start vanishing even from the smaller format. So this is something that we have to realize. And if we don't, then we are already watching the effects in our team. There is middle order is so important, and we are missing that big time because the boys, they're not lasting the full quota of overs. They don't know how to construct an innings. But again, this is not something that we can have them accountable for. It is the policy making that has to engage every child, where they understand the importance of the longer format and what help it will give them to develop into a full cricketer, a wholesome product.
Yeah.
So
All
this is
rounder.
something we need to emphasize on. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Salman, one last question. What message would you like to give the youth, the young youth, who is trying to become a cricketer or enter the cricket team?
Well, there is no shortcut of success. There is no shortcut of hard work. So you got to go through all those pathways. You got to toil hard for. If the passion is really there, it will take you through all the thicks and thins of this road. It will be bumpy at some times, might be easier for a bit, then get difficult. But that love and passion of the game will take you through it. If you are ready to give it your all, it will give back to you after a certain
Mm.
time. And then you can sit back and say, whatever I did was worth doing. But
Mm.
really, there is no shortcut. So if you think just by playing a few overs, getting into some T20 team, and the names that people remember, they still remember names of those cricketers when television was not telecasting and people used to listen to radios to know who the greats of the
Mm.
game are. Everybody knows Hanif Mohammad. Everybody knows Majid Khan. Everybody knows Imran Khan. Every game wasn't telecasted when they were playing.
Mm.
So to achieve greatness, they have to do things which are, in detail. You can't have a
Mm.
shortcut and then think that you might replace these guys in terms of being great someday. So this is
Mm.
something we need to realize that
Okay.
there isn't a shortcut.
Most definitely. Salman, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to have a conversation with you. It was such a learning experience. I'm so grateful to you for that. I know
You're
I
welcome.
have tons of questions over here, but guys, this was just a conversation with Salman. He's been on the road since morning. I'm really grateful that even it was late, he was still here. Thank you so much. Take good care. My prayers are with you
You're
and your
welcome, G.
family.
God bless. Thank you.
God bless. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.